disappointment,
Yan ang sinasabi sa'yo.
stupid,
Yaya mo?
yeah, all these different things. And then she kind of gave me these paranoid beliefs. So one thing was I couldn't be in rooms alone, any enclosed space. So because I had this feeling like I'm gonna die. There's something in here that's gonna kill me. Like it felt like the devil was in my room. Like it felt like I'm going to
yaya
die.
mo?
Because of my yaya, I only got over this fear when I was around 14 years old.
Why?
15
Will
years old.
she lock you inside confined spaces?
Yes, so one thing was sometimes if I was supposedly bad or anything like that, or if I was crying or anything to try and get me to stop, she would get like a stuffed toy and she'd say, this stuffed toy is going to kill you. It's gonna do this to you and that to you. She'd put the stuffed toy in the closet and she'd lock me in the closet. And then I was a toddler. I was like 3 years old. So I would always think like, this stuffed toy is really going to kill me. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die.
Did you ever tell your parents what you were going through?
When I was older, because at the time I didn't realize it wasn't normal.
Oh.
It was all I had known for a while because I was a toddler. And I didn't realize this wasn't a regular kind of disciplinary action or move or anything like that. So I remember I casually mentioned it to my first grade teacher. And then she told my parents that she said, like, this isn't okay, like, you need to get help, blah, 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 blah. And
Kinausap ka ng parents mo about it?
yeah, they told my parents. I think that was the first kind of taste of, like, my parents finding out something about my yaya. But I only fully told them everything when I started going to therapy. And I realized, okay, wait, this wasn't normal, that wasn't normal, this wasn't normal.
1 to 7 years is the formative years of a child.
Exactly.
So kasama yung yaya
Yeah.
sa formative years mo. So ano yung mga na-realize mo na wrong that were done to you? Aside from being locked in the closet, put down like sa words.
Things also related to sexual experiences.
Oh, paano yung sexual? Alam to ng parents mo na ngayon?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
One thing was I had always known what sex was. I had always known since for however long. I never had to have the birds and the bees kind of talk with my parents or anyone, or when, you know, in wellness class, we had a wellness class where they teach sex ed, and
Alam mo na.
I knew all of this. And then
Bakit mo nalaman?
it's because my yaya, she would tell me things in depth about like, oh, this is what sex is. This is like, you know, all the different details. And then like she'd make me watch porn with her.
Bakit nanonood ng porn ng yaya? Babae yung yaya?
She's a girl, yeah. She's a
Nanonood siya ng porn?
yeah.
With you?
Yes.
How old were you?
I was a toddler, like 3 or 4 years old.
Oh my God.
And then one of the
Wala
first
alam
ones,
ng parents mo dito? Because they were working.
yeah, the sexual experiences were the first ones that I kind of realized this is not
Mali.
Yeah, because those are kind of more established boundaries as you grow older.
Yes.
But yeah, and then I think more of the emotional, verbal ones.
Kaya ka nag-therapy?
Yeah, in therapy. And we were just talking back and forth. And then one day he messages me asking for nude pictures, like for pictures of me in my underwear. And I was around 13 years old at the time.
Okay.
And
And of course, you were 13 years old.
I was 13 years old. I had never held hands with someone, kissed anyone, anything like that. So of course I said no. Like, I'm not doing that. Of course not. And then he keeps asking and asking and asking and asking.
How old is the guy? 13 then?
Yeah, he's also my age. And so he keeps asking and asking, please, like, just send one, just one, just one. And after a bit, I was like scared because we're so tense before, it was so awkward before because he had rejected me. And before then he was my friend and I just wanted my friend back, you know? So I was just like, okay, I'll do it. I sent him one picture and I thought that would be that. We'd go back to a regular conversation.
As in naked?
Underwear at the time. I thought it would be over, but then he kept asking again and again and again. And I think I had sent him maybe 2 more pictures, something like that, 1 to 3 more pictures until I finally said, okay, no, absolutely no more. Like, that was my line, absolutely not. But then he knew that I liked his friend. I had a very big crush on his friend. And so he tells me, like, can I send this to my friend? I really want him to like you. I want him to get over this girl and like you. And I think he'd really like these pictures. And so me being 13, I had no idea how relationships worked, how winning someone over was, or flirting, or anything like that. So I was like, okay, if you think it's gonna make him like me, then okay, I'll let it happen. And so he sent it to him, and then my crush messaged me and said, like, I'd seen it, and we went to this back and forth, like every other day, sometimes days in a row. He would ask me for pictures, and I got no pleasure from it, like sexually. I got no pleasure from it at all. My pleasure from it was just he'd message me, he'd talk to me beforehand, and then it was just this false hope that like he'll like me back one day.
You were manipulated.
Yeah.
At 13 years old, diba? But at 13, you didn't know any better.
I didn't.
Ang gusto lang niya is to get
To get him to like me back.
But
Yes.
diba, it cost you like
Yes. And then he'd been asking days in a row, sometimes every other day, minimum every other day he'd ask for one. Later I find out, one of my friends tells me, he's sending all of these pictures, every single picture, video, whatever I had sent to him was being sent to a group chat of 50 guys. Sometimes.
Sa school?
Yeah, for a year, 2 years, I think. There was no guy I'd ever met that didn't or couldn't have access to pictures of me naked.
So at 13, paano mo hinandle yun?
When I first found out, I was just numb. Like, it was just like, I think I was in such shock, but I think the effects were much more subconscious because everyone had already started to label me as a whore. Like, they tell me to my face, they say, you're a whore, you're a slut, anything like that. And yeah, I always assumed it's my fault. I put myself in this situation. And I am a whore. I am a slut. I am a crazy, wild, whatever everyone's labeled me as. And so...
So, in-embrace mo na kung ano yung sinabi nila sa'yo.
Yeah, I kind of was just like, okay, if this is what I am, then that's what I'll be. This is my attempt to win people back. And so I would host parties, you know, I would buy tables for people at the club, anything like that. Just trying to fulfill this crazy, wild persona that was put onto me. And at first it worked. People were like, you know, I won people over. Yeah, I was cool. I was cool.
Girl.
I was cool, rebellious, things like that. But again, I was still hurting.
Kasi for a while, you believe all the lies na pinroject sa'yo ng mga tao. And it's a long journey. At 18 years old, imagine, ang dami mo nang pinagdaanan. Tapos this controversy didn't help also.
Yeah.
Kasi parang binalik ka lang dun sa dati mong pinagdaanan.
Yeah, I think that was a real test to my growth was when this controversy happened. Because after I graduated high school, I was like, this is my chance to heal and to be myself and to...
Paano ka nag-heal?
I think I've just had a newfound appreciation for life and for myself. And I think some of it rooted from therapy, some of it rooted from new friends, a new environment, some of it rooted also from TikTok.
Hi again, Emma.
Hi, nice to see you.
Yes, nice to see you. Hello.
Hello. I went live on TikTok, and then someone said, girl, they're attacking you on Twitter. I was #1 trending in the Philippines on Twitter. And so when the controversy happened, it felt like the whole internet was against me at one point. Privileged, insensitive, like rich kid, ignorant, all these different things. Useless, disappointment, ugly, like some people even told me to like commit suicide, like kill yourself. Maybe I'm not a good person. Maybe I don't deserve to be happy. Maybe I don't deserve this. What if I just died?
Pero nag-therapy ka noon because?
Oh, I started therapy because of my battle with mental health, mental illness. I think when I was around 13 or 12 actually is when I started to struggle with it, but 13 is when it became a prominent issue for me that like I need to seek professional help.
Bakit nagkaroon na ng ganung decision na I need to seek professional help?
I think it's my mental health got to the point where it was so bad that it was hindering my ability to function on a day-to-day basis.
So naging depressed?
Yeah, depressed. And then I started self-harming and all these different.
Like in what way would you hurt yourself before?
I would.
You would cut?
Yeah, I would cut myself. I think when my emotions get really strong, especially negative emotions, I feel very tense. I feel very tight. Like everything, the world is just crushing down on me in a way. And at the time, my only outlet, my only coping mechanism that I knew of was when I cut myself.
Well, it was a bad way of thinking that's how it solves the problem.
Those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who couldn't hear the music. And this tattoo is just a reminder that I have the freedom to dance to the music I hear, regardless of whether people can hear it too. And I think it works in that way as well. Just like, I'm dancing and maybe some people can hear the music, maybe some people can't, and it doesn't matter. Because I'm happy I'm listening to the music.